Hi everyone, Namaste. My name is Nina and welcome to the Soul Song. This is a new moon in Virgo reading. It's a pick a card, as you can see. The new moon in Virgo, like any other new moon, is about an opportunity that's given to us to initiate something new or to celebrate a new beginning in some aspect of our life. Okay, depending on where Virgo falls in your chart, that's the area that's highlighted for this new moon. So, but everyone gets influenced by these energies, by these cycles and phases of the moon. So, Virgo energy is all about service, it's about healing, and it's a very meticulous, sort of detail oriented energy, which is why you might have even felt, this shift in your own physical energy where maybe you wanted to sort of slow down. That's also because Mars is going into retrograde, and so you feel a bit lethargic, you feel a bit, you feel like you need to take your time and pay attention to the details, and it's not like the fiery energy that we experienced in the previous moon cycle. Okay, so obviously this is going to be a shift in energy, but I decided to do a reading on based on two questions. One is what it is that we need to release at this time. Even though it is a new moon, it's a new beginning, but every new beginning has sort of comes in with an ending of its own. Okay, so it's also a completion of a phase, a culmination. So, what it is that we need to release at this time, maybe some area that needs healing. And the second question is what can we expect, or what can we usher in terms of a new beginning for us? Okay, so we have three groups in front of us. We have the carnelian for group number one. For group number two, we have pyrite. And interestingly, all three have something to do with I just pick them up randomly. Okay, I pick up whatever I'm feeling drawn to. So this is pyrite, which is associated with the solar plexus chakra. This is tiger's eye, which is a beautiful stone, which is very earthy. It's used for protection as well as for um, your solar plexus again. This is connected to your sacral chakra or the second chakra. Okay. All three are actually, like I said, connected to our lower three chakras, and very much associate with grounding and creativity. Okay, so choose carefully. If you want, choose more than one pile, you're more than welcome, but it's gonna be more in depth, so be patient with that. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna start with group number one. Welcome, group number one. For those of you who've chosen this carnelian, let's take a look at your reading. So I've chosen two Lenormand cards. The first one, or the one beneath, is what needs to be released or what's ending in your life, and this one is what is coming up or what needs to be focused on. Similarly, we have two sets of cards here. These cards are going to tell us what needs to be released first of all. So let's get into that. Okay, so we've got earth magic, fairies. We've got heart chakra or the fourth chakra, archangel Raphael. And we've got imagine. And let's take a look at this card. Okay, so we've got the cross. This to me feels like a karmic sort of cycle that's been going on in your life. One that's made you feel quite burdened. It's brought about possibly I'm getting like difficult feelings, difficult emotions, and you've sort of lost that ability to look beyond the obvious. Okay, now What I mean by that is when you sort of lose that connection to spirit or to the source energy, you start to think everything from a very, you know, how do I put this? From a very 3D materialistic point of view. So you might have, it's like you've forgotten how to dream. Okay, you've forgotten how to have faith because of this some sort of burdens that you've been carrying for a long, long time. Okay, and this is also a card of spirituality. So I definitely feel like your connection to spirit, to source, has sort of been compromised in the day to day humdrum of life, and it's like I said, you've forgotten how to dream and how to visualize something that goes beyond your obvious um, 3D reality that you can see in front of you, and we all know that that's an illusion. Okay, even though it seems to be the most reliable source of information, that's not actually the truth. What we see in our grounded in our 3D reality is something that's already manifested. It's not magical in nature. What's magic is what is created by you through visualization, through having that sense of faith and trust in that which is not obvious, which is spirit, which is source. Okay, it's like this. What I'm getting is like this cord between you and source energy has been, you know, I wouldn't say cut, but it's been forgotten. That's what I'm feeling here. And interestingly, we have the number 38 here, which boils down to 11, which is again, it's source energy, it's a gateway energy, it's like a portal. And I feel like this realm that is beyond your 3D sort of reality is something that you've not been able to access or pay attention to or focus because of the possibly the responsibilities that you've been, carrying on in your life. And that's pretty, um, it's a valid reason. It's very common as well. So, what happens is that in our day to day lives, we tend to forget that we're all spiritual beings, okay, and that everything is energy, and what you're seeing is something that's, like I said, already manifested. And to be able to create something new, you need to tap into your heart center and think more from that perspective, and think like an artist or a storyteller or something like that. I'm also get picking up on this whole, perspective of storytelling, whereby maybe you've been telling yourself a story that life is difficult, life is hard, and that um, that's taken you away from your own conscious, not conscious, from your own consciousness, I would say, and from your own heart energy. So it's become like a very 3D sort of perspective that you've been adopting. And it's like I said, you've forgotten the magic that exists in the universe, okay? And you've got the carnelian here, which is associated with creativity, with that sense of magic and intuition and following your gut feeling and getting inspiration to do something, okay? So that is something that's been missing, and there's also heart healing that is coming through. So perhaps um, there's some karmic sort of cycle that you've been involved in, that you've been trying to um, sort of maneuver through, okay? And that's brought up difficult emotions, is what I'm getting. And that's also sort of kept you fogged in or veiled your perspective, okay? Your uh, the lens through which you view life basically has become a bit harsh, it's become a bit clouded. Okay, so that's is something that needs to be released. And I'm also getting forgiveness. Okay, for some of you, there's some karmic chapter that's been playing out in your life, in your story, and there is someone that you possibly need to forgive. If it's no one in your external environment, it's possibly you. Okay, all forgiveness starts with you. So now let's see what is being ushered in, or what is coming up for you in this new moon. Okay, we've got nothing will come out of this situation, void of course moon. We've got your commitment is being tested. Okay, chop wood and deep knowing. And we have the card anchor. Okay, so for some of you this has something to do with work. Okay, um and your sense of stability and how you build on something that is that you're aiming to create in life. Okay, and there's a lot of hard work that is being called of you is what I'm getting. Okay, and in that sense your commitment is definitely being tested. The void of course moon is they say that it's not the best time to initiate something new during that period of time, and that's why there's this message of nothing will come out of the situation. But what I'm getting is that um forcing yourself to do something that you're not feeling too inclined to do, first of all, is not going to bring you the results that you're seeking. Because I feel that you may have swayed away from what your heart is telling you, what you really feel like doing, as opposed to what you feel is the most responsible thing to do, or what is expected of you. Okay, although I feel like you're a very, very hardworking person, but there is this inner wisdom that is calling out to you that um, basically this card suggests that you are your own oracle. You don't need to listen to anybody else. And if you tap into that heart energy, you will be able to get any answer that you're seeking. Okay, that you don't need to even use oracle cards or anything like that. And with the commitment is being tested card being here, I feel that this is your commitment to yourself. Okay, of how you, I don't know why I'm hearing whether you take yourself seriously or not. So sometimes because both of these cards to me are talking about hard work. Okay, chop wood, carry water, do the work, and don't think of um that which is beyond your reach or think too far. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And you have this inner sense of knowing that um it's like a test from the universe, and you know about this deep down that there is a karmic cycle or a chapter that's playing out in your life, and perhaps the situation demands that you persevere. Okay, and you go beyond what you think is your limitation. Now you might have set certain limits on yourself. Like I said, you might have thought that I can achieve only this much, but that's not the truth. This is your commitment to yourself. I feel that is being tested here. Okay, tested in the sense that the universe wants to see if you've actually learned anything from this previous karmic cycle or chapter that you've been um, going through, and now whether you can actually make a change in a new direction or not. So I'll pull some oracle, some tarot cards to get more information about this. Okay. Yeah, speaking of commitment. So we have the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck, And here we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles. You've got the Ten of Wands and the Page of Wands. Now, this is all talking about hard work and commitment. So, if you've been in this, I'm also getting for some of you, maybe you've swayed the other way, where um, you're either too, you're either, it's like a pendulum, okay, and we all function like this. We sway from one end to the other until we find an equilibrium, a balance, which is like the Temperance card, where we can actually create more effectively, okay. But it's like you've been swaying from one energy of that push, push, push sort of energy, where you feel like you need to do all the possible hard work, and nothing will happen unless you put in the effort or the work. And the other is a side of the spectrum is where you just go completely like, I'm just gonna give up and I'm gonna wait for the universe to step in and do something about this, because I don't know what, I'm just tired, I don't know what to do about this. So what happens is that you go in these extremes and you tend to lose focus, and then you're like, okay, I'll just give up. So that's where your commitment is being tested. So you sway between these two sort of extremes. I'm also getting for some of you, this has something to do with your Saturn return. So if you've been facing, excessive obstacles, that may be the case. And that could be even why you're sort of losing that faith or that trust in the universe. Okay. So I'm I feel for you. I'm sorry that I have to say this to you, but um I definitely feel like there's something good that's gonna come out of this situation. It's just that you need to persevere here, okay? And this new beginning, this new phase or cycle that's starting for you, it does involve hard work. This is like your 9 to 5 kind of daily grind sort of energy, okay? The anchor card, but that is what brings in the stability and your foundation in life. So, um, like I said, there are two elements to this. One is your faith and your trust in the universe that your efforts are gonna pay off, and that there's like a moment where you need to sort of pause in between and see, now what do I do? Should I push or should I wait for that inspiration to come in and for me to see what creative ideas I'm getting and then put in the effort, okay? So there's two elements to this. One is that spiritual, magical realm, okay, of which you're definitely a part. And the second is this physical sort of perseverance and hard work, in which case you are sort of being tested, is what I feel. Okay, so um, let me get one advice card, okay, for you. Just I I really feel like there's one more message that needs to come out. Okay. Now the Ten of Wands, you might think is like it's just getting burdensome. Okay, like you're struggling probably financially. You may be thinking, when is it my turn? What's happening? But speaking of finances, we have the Page of Pentacles. So these are two pages here which do talk about new beginnings, okay? And new life is gonna sprout out of this first wand, that initiation. And just as I was speaking about the Temperance card, we have the Temperance at the bottom of the deck. So there's a need for balancing both of these energies, I feel, because you tend to go from one extreme to the other. Um, Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So there are definitely new beginnings happening for you, especially in terms of your work, your finances, which is where I feel you're facing more challenges. But you're just towards the end of that challenging cycle. Okay, so keep on keeping on. I know it's something we don't really like listening to, but it's gonna call for some patience. Okay, so I'm wishing you all the best and have a lovely new moon in Virgo. Do not forget that you're a part of this universal magic and the cosmos. Okay, you're very much a part of that, as much as you are of the daily grind and the 3D reality that we see, touch, feel. Okay, so take care of yourself, and I'll see you again later. Bye bye. Hi, group 2. So, for those of you who've chosen this pyrite, I feel like this has something to do with your self confidence. Okay, and there's something else that needs to come out. Self confidence, yes. So this reading is split into two. Like I said, these cards are going to tell us what needs to be released, okay, along with this. And these cards are going to tell us what is coming in or what needs to be embraced, okay. So we've got Vision Quest. We're going to have angels in every reading, I think. The previous one had Archangel Raphael. This one has Archangel Gabriel. And no place like home. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So this is a really positive card. So what I'm feeling is that you're trying to find a voice for yourself in this where okay, I'm getting a download of messages. Perhaps you're living in an environment where you tend to lose your voice, okay? And what does that mean? That you tend to lose your sense of uniqueness, okay? What makes you shine? What makes you a star, basically? So there's this sense of recognition for yourself and being comfortable in your own skin, which is coming through. It's almost like you've lost yourself in some situation and you're finding it difficult to find or speak up for yourself and to find your own voice in a cacophony of voices, is what I'm hearing, okay? Where there's a lot of chaos around you, is what I'm getting. Chaos in the sense it doesn't have to be dramatic or anything, it's just that there are too many voices around you. And what happens is that you tend to forget who you really are in that sense of chaos. So, this could be in your immediate environment where you're living, or just being able to look for your voice in terms of the general, yeah, in a general sense. Okay, what are you here for? What is your purpose? This is Archangel Gabriel, who's also seen in the Judgment card, and I'm being reminded of that, whereby your soul is being called, basically, in the Judgment card. Your soul is being called to do something that is in alignment with your true purpose. And that is what you've been trying to find, that final. It's like you're lost in this desert and you're trying to find your own home. And that home is who you are, okay? What does this person mean? Who is this person that you are? So that's something that is leaving or needs to leave. And what needs to leave is that sense of, you know, not knowing what your own identity is, because you may be someone who is like an empath who tends to get lost in this whole like I said, drama or chaos that's happening around, because there's too much energy and you fail to really get in, in your own lane and focus on yourself and be able to find your own voice, okay, amongst all of those, like I said, voices that surround you. So there's something that is calling out to you, and that has something to do with your true purpose, is what I'm getting, okay? Interesting. So we've got you are good enough, see. So then we've got the answers you need are coming. Okay, this is interesting. We've got mending, higher power, yeah, garden. Okay, so this garden is very much like what I was talking about. You know, you've been surrounded by too many people, perhaps not been able to shine your own light or be your unique, beautiful self. Okay, um, I'm definitely getting big empath energy from this group, and I feel for you. Okay, this happens with me as well. So when there's too much going on, I sometimes tend to get lost in my own life, and you know, it's like you tend to get, how do I put this? Your energy gets sort of split first of all, and you tend to pay attention to almost everything that's happening around you because it's just overwhelming. It's coming at you from all directions, and in the midst of all of that you forget your own voice or your own purpose. Okay, and this is an awakening of some sorts in your life because first of all, if you've had like any sort of rift between you and another person in your group, okay, this could be at home, could be at work, but somebody who means something to you basically, otherwise you wouldn't even bother, you know, how your relationship is with that person. But I feel like there's been a separation between you and another person, or this could be an inner separation that's being spoken about here. And there's a need for bridging the gap and for building a bridge basically. You might have burned bridges with someone, or especially like I said, in a group setting, or you may have had like a rift between you and another person. So that is one specific message where I feel like you are being called to, if you need to voice your opinion or voice or have that discussion with somebody, especially in your home environment or in your, you know, close knit environment, then that is something that is going to happen or it needs to happen. Okay, and my throat chakras now actually um it's tingling, and I have some pain as well. So maybe you haven't spoken up about how you feel about a situation, especially with someone close to you. Now, for others of you, this has to do with forgiving yourself. Okay, you might have, like I said, felt a bit lost in life, and you've been a bit hard on yourself for that, or you've been thinking, oh my god, I don't know when I'm gonna find my purpose, you know, when I'm going to first of all, don't beat yourself up because nobody frankly knows what they're doing in life. Okay, they just go with it and they make the best of what is dealt to them, the cards that have been dealt to them. It's only throughout their journey in life that they actually discover who they are. And even then, I don't think that journey ever ends. Okay, you might even pass on and then come back in life to relive that purpose which you never actually fulfilled in that previous lifetime, if that makes sense to you. But I'm saying don't be hard on yourself and don't think that you are not aligned with your true purpose and you need to find that one sole purpose and things like that. You may not have one purpose as well. Okay, so don't be harsh on yourself, and that's what they're saying here, that the answers you need are coming. Okay, full moon in Gemini. And then we have a full moon in Virgo here saying you are good enough. So I feel like you've been beating yourself up in terms of especially your life purpose and, you know, what am I here for? How do I shine in the world? And those big questions that we ask ourselves at times. And it gets a bit annoying where we tend to even lose what we already have in that quest. Okay. The vision quest is actually a great idea if you can, and if you really want to find out, more about yourself and discover yourself. This is a Native American practice, but you don't like have to do it literally that way. But it's about sort of removing all the distractions in your life and stripping yourself of anything that is worldly in nature, and going in this barren desert or in a place that is quiet and simple, like a vipassana center or something like that, and then finding yourself in that quest. Okay, now, you don't literally have to do that, but they're saying that the answers are coming. So be patient, okay? In the meanwhile, don't be harsh on yourself, and be forgiving towards yourself and towards anybody who you may need to forgive. And to have faith in that higher power and to reconnect with that, because you are being guided, whether, and to leave that to the higher power. Okay, that's what is being suggested here, that you don't have to have all the answers. Some answers you're not really meant to know, because it may not be the right time, and the way it comes to you is in a roundabout way, and you can't predict that. So that is what you need to have faith in the higher power for, and in your higher self for, okay, whoever you believe in it. So the answer is going to be revealed to you in this next phase or in this cycle. Okay, and I feel like this is a personal quest that you're on, so I'm wishing you all the best. This sounds very interesting. And this is like, it reminds me of the Ace of Pentacles. There's a gateway here. Okay, it's like the gate is opening up to the Garden of Eden. This is the garden card in Lenormand. So there's a new path that is being revealed to you, but you need to be a little bit patient, and don't be harsh on yourself during this time. Okay, so call upon Archangel Gabriel maybe to help you with this situation, and yeah, leave it to God, source, higher power, whoever you believe in, and they know exactly what is right and good for you. Okay, so I'm wishing you all the best. Do take care of yourself, and I'll see you again later. God bless. Bye bye. Hello, group 3. So, for those of you who've chosen this Tiger's Eye, let's take a look at your reading. So, as I said, it's split between two. Okay, what is leaving or needs to leave your life, and what is being ushered into your life, excuse me. So we've got dream time creation, we've got the thinking man, attachment, and flexible, and here we have the house. So this is interesting. This goes back to, I feel, almost like your roots, okay, your ancestry. um you've been stuck in a negative thinking spiral, and it's left you feeling like you're helpless, like you can't do much, and that it's like you're going in circles. I'm seeing circles everywhere here. Okay, there's a circular, like an entryway to the house here. We've got circles here, and there are spheres in this card as well. So I feel that there's been a negative thinking pattern that you've been, I know it sounds quite common, but that's usually the case. Okay, we've got number 10 cards. Okay, the cards that end in 10, and you're being advised to release your attachment to the past. Now, the past, I feel, for some of you goes way back in terms of your childhood, especially, or your childhood home, is what I'm getting for some of you, because it's been hampering your sense of creativity, your sense of confidence in yourself, okay, and what you can achieve in life. It's like it's creating a block in terms of your sacral chakra. Okay, I'm seeing the orange here, as well as in this card. Well, this whole card talks about creation. So I definitely feel like there's a need for you to release. I'm hearing release judgment as well. Judgment of yourself. Maybe you've been thinking too much of why certain things haven't happened in your life, or why you haven't gotten that dream home yet, or there's this in terms of what you need to release, as well as your sense of comfort zone. Okay, what happens is that you tend to get blocked in terms of your creativity because you're thinking in just one particular manner, and that has been a part of your conditioning for a really long time, whereby you've been thinking through somebody else's lens, or you've been looking at things through somebody else's lens. And now is the time for you to actually break free from that comfort zone and to look at the situation from a more flexible perspective, meaning that there could be more than one route to where you want to be, more than one approach to where you want to be. What you're being called to release here is that one single minded approach that you've had, and these negative ways of thinking. That's just an illusion, it's a mask, it's a persona that you've put on to maybe, feel comfortable or feel accepted in your social circle or in your family or whatever. Okay, and that has you um yeah, what I'm hearing is that phrase, a feather in your cap. I've never got that for this card, but that's what I'm hearing here. So it's like that feather on your cap is sort of missing, in the sense that what are you unique, uh, what is your unique stamp, what is your unique signature. So there's something that you're good at, something that you are very creative with you, okay, but that's not being shown to the external environment, or it's not being shown to the world, it's not being brought out to the world, because you're thinking in one particular manner, which is part of your conditioning, and that's what's preventing you from being your unique self, from being from getting also where you want to be. And this has a lot to do with how you express yourself, okay, especially in a creative sense. How do you express yourself? Because what you're doing right now is this calculated sort of approach where you want to fit in and you want to be comfortable with where you are, and all of us seek this, okay, because at the end of the day no one wants to be uncomfortable and insecure. But sometimes that security is what keeps us tied down, and it keeps us from flying, from being our unique selves, okay. So that is what needs to be released here. Then we've got you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So Cancer is a very domestic sign. Okay, I'm a Cancer. I feel like you've been influenced a lot by your family, especially. Okay, and like I said, I was getting initially like it goes way back to your childhood for some of you. This conditioning. So you're probably wondering if you maybe even leave your home or something like that. Are things gonna be okay? Are you gonna be okay? Are they gonna be okay? And this attachment that you have with them is an illusion, and it's something that you're keeping yourself tied down with. Okay, what do you need to release? Waning moon. Okay, and we've got by the book again, a family of elephants there, and peace. And we've got the tree. My goodness, this whole reading is about your ancestry, your roots, your family, your home. and on the other side of the spectrum is your true self and freedom, I feel. So this is a number 11. You've got a number 23 here, which comes down to 5. You've got another 5 here and another 5 here. So fives are about changes, okay, and I feel like you're at the brink of a big change, and it's like you need to, I'm also hearing like herd mentality, okay. So okay, so on the one side is your true self, okay, which is unique, which has its own self expression, of course, because you're a beautiful unique being. You're meant to have your perfect self expression in life, okay. On the other side is what has been told to you, what you have been doing all along, what you feel like you should continue doing. This is my path, this is what I've been told, this is what I've been conditioned to believe I can achieve, I can be, I can express myself as. So that is what needs to um, shift, okay? So you're sort of stuck in one spectrum, and I'm not saying that you need to straight away jump to the other side of the spectrum, but to find that middle ground or to find that balance is where you'll find your peace, is what I'm getting, okay? And the tree has to do with, uh, again, it has to do with your ancestry, with something that's been very long term, okay? Of course, the tree talks about roots which go deep, okay, which associated with your past as well, and think of your family tree as well. And it also has to do with healing and your sense of spiritual enlightenment and growth in life, and with health, okay. But in this case I feel that this has to do with you laying down the roots for your true self, okay. In the sense that you can still be a part of a group and express yourself in your own unique self. And I feel like it won't be as bad as you think. That's what they're saying here. That you're gonna be safe either way. If you feel like if you express yourself in your own way, in your environment you will be rejected, or you won't be safe anymore, or you won't be accepted in that group. That's not true. That's what they're saying, that is your own pattern of thinking that is keeping you stuck there. And it might even surprise you how well people accept you for who you really are, if you can express yourself authentically, okay. So I feel like you'll still be part of that group. You're still in a very grounded space. You're still in a very rooted sort of space, but you're gonna find peace with the situation because you've let go of that attachment to a particular way of thinking, especially, which is very self-critical and which keeps you boxed in and caged in, and it doesn't let you express yourself creatively and uniquely, more importantly, okay. So that I feel is what is changing here and what needs to even change. The number 11 is a gateway. It's a portal that's opening up for you, and I feel like with this new moon in Virgo, you'll be able to find acceptance and peace in your situation. And for some of you, this also has to do with forgiveness, is what I'm getting. Maybe you'll have a peace offering from somebody, okay. So let me get one tarot card just to get some additional messages for you. What else? For group number 3, please. Okay. Yeah. See, you've got the 8 of Swords, which is like that attachment card in many ways. And you've got the Hangman. So, like I said, you're gonna find peace and acceptance in the situation, and you'll be able to see it very differently this time, okay. Yeah, you've got the Two of Wands here, which is about taking charge, taking the lead, and you've got literally the world in your hands here. Nothing is stopping you. You're unstoppable and you can achieve whatever you want to. Okay, whatever you set your sight on is achievable. So it's it's a portal that's opening up for you, is what I'm feeling here, and you'll be able to see yourself and your situation in a new light, which is going to help you um, find acceptance within yourself and within a group of people. Okay, so I'm wishing you all the very best. Do take care of yourself. I hope you enjoyed the reading and it was useful to you. And happy new moon in Virgo. Plant these seeds of creativity and creative self expression, and yeah, go create magic in life. So take care, God bless, and bye bye.